Okay, today we are playing a game on Hollywood. The average SR of this game was 2,450, and we will be playing Soldier the entire way through. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, Orisa, Soldier, Hanzo, Mercy, and Ana. So, plan is we're gonna slowly walk towards them with shields, and we're gonna wait until somebody gets picked off, basically, which is perfectly fine. So, let's start the game. This is not a terribly long game. Not to spoil the surprise or anything, but we win and it isn't that close. Not to spoil the ending or anything either, but also, I think you should probably be like a bracket or two higher than where you are right now. So, didn't really need to use the biotic field here because we're not actually being threatened by that much. Seems like just kind of a panic reaction, but we're not really being threatened by anything. We can just let somebody else heal us while we break the Torbjorn turret that they have. So Torbjorn's trying to build his turret over there, which is of course not allowed, and he is now dead. And now Ana's dead. So there's the two picks we were looking for. This is old Mercy, by the way, still, so she can't just go and res and make those picks not worth anything. So, we have really good aim, actually, and we've killed the Pharah now. And, you know, Torbjorn was doing something he wasn't allowed to, killed him, Ana died as well. That's basically it. What are they gonna do? Well, now Mercy could res one of them. Probably the Ana, because let's be real, do we value Torbjorn that highly? Not really. But at this present point in time, there's nothing they can really do about that. Our team's really starting to feel it now. And so we have to be the one to come and stand back on the payload. They're all off over there fighting. Could have switched over to the Pharah, because she is floating up there in the sky. And you'll probably not kill her, because she's next to a bunch of stuff to drop behind. But the D.Va's dead regardless of your input, so you might as well change over to the Pharah to try and kill her instead. Pharah's now dead. Roadhog's not allowed to do this. Reinhardt shows incredible restraint. Even though he's been nano-boosted, he just holds the shield up. Good job, Reinhardt, not trying to shift into the whole hog. So as we can see, the enemy team, they're not exactly the most coordinated unit I've ever seen. Try not to stand perfectly still. Even if you don't anticipate anything's gonna happen, just try and, like, bob back and forth on the spot so that it's less likely you're gonna get surprised and killed, basically. So there is... So we get surprised by Pharah here. It's been a while since we've seen Pharah at this point. Like, she's definitely respawned. The spawn is not that far away, so it's a little bit odd we haven't seen her by this point. Just as a general thing, like, push tab more often so you see who has ultimates, because that's like important information that impacts how you play, regardless of who you're playing. Like, that does impact how you play. Like, if you haven't seen someone like Pharah in a while, just, like, push tab, see if they still have a Pharah, and if they do and you haven't seen them for a while, they're probably trying to flank you at that point, because it is odd we haven't seen Pharah in quite a while, and she does indeed pop out behind us. Now, this doesn't achieve very much. She only kills Hanzo. This is really good. Orisa's barrier's here, so we dance in and out of the barrier. Roadhog doesn't get anything done. We don't do any damage, but Roadhog doesn't kill us despite his best efforts. It's a little scary to use your ultimate like this because we are low HP. Like, we push it when we're at, like, half HP, and then we get hit down even lower. Half HP is pretty scary, and they just changed it so that you don't get any ult back even if you activate it, even if you die really soon after activating. It's a little scary to use your ultimate at that much HP. This is just greedy, where we're running after this Mercy. The Mercy's already used her ultimate, so she's not... It's not urgent enough that we have to, like, practically kill ourselves on the Reinhardt to try and kill her. And then in the end we don't, like, the Reinhardt ends up dying. Where it's real greedy to just sprint past the Reinhardt like that. And, like, the Mercy has already used her ultimate, so it's not that urgent. Of course, now Mercy's ultimate is different, so, you know, she wouldn't have even been in that position at all anymore. She'd be in the sky, but... So, we do stall out a little bit in here, and it's not a complete shutout. Like, they do capture the first point, but at the same time, it never really felt like we were gonna lose during this game. Honestly, not that much to say. That's really unfortunate. You know, feels bad to be Reinhardt. He has been okay with his Earth Shatters so far, so we'll forgive him for the one. Roadhog used his whole hog, didn't really get very much done. Roadhog is still over there, so... But there's also a Bastion now, so we kind of want to try and kill the Bastion as well. Unlucky. What happens here? Again, try not to stand perfectly still while you're shooting at someone. I know you're focusing on killing the Bastion, but try not to stand perfectly still. Even, because it makes it easier to kill you. Unlucky with the D.Va ult, basically, you know. Think you're behind cover, just like a step out. Bastion's using tank form, there's too many shields in the way. Reinhardt again shows incredibly surprising restraint and just holds his shield up even though he's been nano boosted. It's not very close, as we can see. Use our ultimate, Reinhardt's here. Probably don't need to use your ultimate yet, seeing as it's just tanks there at the time, but doesn't matter. They're highly unlikely to hold the point by then anyway, so there's not that much to say bad-wise about this game, honestly. Like, based off this game, should probably, like, be in high platinum or diamond, honestly. We're basically standing where we want to be standing the whole time, which is pretty far back. In this game, we're a little bit more restrained than we need to be at a point, like on this round, but basically, we're standing where we should be standing. Aim is really good. By the end of the game, your accuracy was like 50-something%, I think. Pretty good, especially for Soldier. Good communication, you know. You're short and to the point. Like, you're saying a lot, but you're short and to the point, which is an underappreciated part of communication, conveying information quickly. So our team is standing kind of far up right now. We don't want to stand over there. This is where we want to be standing. Reinhardt coming on through right now. Like, he's not allowed to do this, so he's gonna die. Two of them are dead now. It's gonna be real hard for them to push in. There's Tracer. We don't really let Tracer have any fun this round. She tries, but she does not have any fun this round. They can't push in at this point because they lost their Reinhardt and McCree, so... Tracer's, like, bouncing around, trying, but, like, not really accomplishing anything. We do have a McCree on our team, but we do a better job of making sure Tracer doesn't have any fun than he does. Not much to say, really, about this part. Sitting far back. Oh god, Earth shattered them. Focusing the Tracer, because we don't want Tracer to have any fun. Coming around behind us. Oh, where'd he go? I don't understand. Oh, fuck. It's a good game, you know, there's not much to say. Play really well, this game. And, like, you know, the enemy team isn't doing that much to pressure us during this game, either. But if anything, it's perhaps more telling that the enemy team is not very good, but you don't get carried away as a result of that. 'Cause, some people, you know, myself included, they'll see the enemy team is not that great, and they'll start doing what our team starts doing in the near future. And we're very restrained the entire game. Probably overly cautious at one point, but at the same time, being overly cautious isn't really a bad thing at the same time. McCree's using High Noon after, like, when, like, most of their team is dead, so not really doing very much. So our team starts pushing out of the choke point at this point, which is, of course, not what they should be doing. We can go and stand on the next balcony at this point, because we don't do anything sitting back here for quite a while. So we can go up and stand on the next balcony so that we're at least shooting at people. And we're playing Soldier, so we can come back over here quite quickly if we need to fall back. But, like, we weren't doing anything for quite a while during that period. We hear Tracer coming around the side, so we come back, stop Tracer. She's upset about this one, watch this. She's upset about that one. So now we're gonna come and stand up with our team. We can stand on the balcony behind us. Like, we don't really want to come and stand this far up. I mean, we obviously don't want to be this far up in general, but, like, since your team is standing too far up, that kind of forces you to stand too far up. We can stand on the balcony behind us, and that's fine. So, like, it's Reinhardt's fault if you get hit by an Earth Shatter, but, like, this one's pretty telegraphed by the way that Reinhardt's moving. If a Reinhardt's running straight at you with his shield down, he's probably gonna Earth Shatter. Like, we got enough warning that this one's coming that we can duck out of the way. I mean, it seems really obvious to me but at the same time, as someone who's played, like, mostly Reinhardt since the game launched, it's a little easier to tell with that kind of, hero history, champions or League of Legends. Or Paladins, but God, who plays that? Don't need to use our Biotic Field right here, because Mercy's already healing us, and nobody else needs it, so it's a pretty long cooldown. Don't want to be overly frivolous with it, really. And it's getting scary at this point because the enemy team is starting to get right on top of us, and this is where standing on the balcony behind us would have paid off. It might have even saved the Mercy, because she could have used us to try and escape. At that point, also, don't use your ultimate, because, like, even if you start your ultimate, you're not going to accomplish anything with it. Fortunately, we got it refunded, which wouldn't happen anymore. In that position, even if you ult, it's not going to do anything. Too many of your team are dead. Better off just saving it. So, they do capture the first point. Now we're up on the high ground. Great. Fantastic. We're playing Soldier. We're going to have the time of our lives during the street phase. Winston's coming in. Doesn't come up to us. Not really the best jump in the world, so he just kind of gets fucked up. We just saw Reaper disappear into the doorway, right? So we see Reaper, like, we're shooting at the supports over there, but we just seen Reaper disappear into the doorway on the side. Should probably, like, fucking draw rather than pointing with my hand constantly. I don't know why I've suddenly started doing this, but... So we see Reaper disappear into the doorway over here. And we're, like, looking over here, because we're shooting at the supports, which I mean, fair enough. But... be careful not to... well, we're actually shooting at Winston, but, like, he was low HP, so fair enough. So we've seen Reaper disappear over there. That means he's probably going to come up and try to flank us. We get forced off the high ground by Winston anyway. But we also... I don't think we noticed the Reaper disappearing into the side door. That means he's going to try and flank you if he doesn't come out, so we should, like, keep an eye out for that, but it didn't look like we noticed. Never amounted to anything, as we can see, but, you know, good habits and all that. So we were actually calling out to stagger the diva, which is why we didn't immediately shoot at her, which is really good. Wow, that's beyond people. That's a concept entirely beyond people below, like, Grandmasters, frankly. To actually, like, actively try and stagger somebody by holding off on killing them. So... It's a really good game. There's not that much to say about it, really. You should be like a bracket or two higher than this, honestly. Like, aim's really good, positioning's really good, communication's really good. That's not a good response to Reaper being right in your face, spinning. For the same reason with all of the other ultimates that we've said. The ult usage is like the worst thing, basically, but at the same time, there haven't really been that many situations where we've needed to use it either, so it's kind of like, you know, at the same time. Basically, it's like the situations where we try to use it, we shouldn't be using it, usually, because it'll either not get very much done, or we're gonna die shortly afterwards, after using it. But there haven't been very many opportunities to really, like, proactively use it, honestly, because the enemy team have been struggling to do very much this game, so it's gonna make it hard to be proactive with your ultimate in that case. So they have a Bastion, by the way. That's not a great time to use Tac Visor, because, I mean, there's not gonna be a fantastic time at this point because of the position we're in, but, like, Reinhardt's in the way, so it's not unforeseeable that he just blocks that ultimate out if he doesn't, you know, immediately die right afterwards. And they've got an Ana. It's not unimaginable. They don't have an Ana. What am I talking about? We have an Ana. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. Again, we weren't gonna get a fantastic time to use it, and the video ends like right there. We weren't gonna get a fantastic time to use it, so the other argument is, well, you might as well use it, because this is probably the best you're gonna get at this point. But I'd be scared of, like, Reinhardt like, managing to live and then blocking it out, basically. But it's a really good game. And based off this game, you should be a higher SR than you are. Well, I mean, this is like, you sent me this like 6 days ago at this point, so it's entirely possible that you are by now. But, you're way better than your average gold soldier by a fucking mile, actually. So, ult usage is like the only thing that stands out to me as being a big thing. The other like biggest thing is like quite a bit of like standing still. And some of it's because we're shooting at someone, and that's like you know, trying to focus on shooting the person. I get it, but you don't want to stand perfectly still ever, basically. So even if you're shooting at someone, just try and bob back and forth like a little bit so that you aren't just completely stationary. Cause, that's the kind of thing that gets you punished if they've got, like, a McCree or a sniper, you know. But those are, like, the only things that really stood out in this game. But then ult usage is also kind of like, well, enemy team was really bad at the same time, so we don't get to use it that often. It was a pretty, like, did you ever feel like we were at threat of losing this game? Not really. Really good game though. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful, even though not that much.